New tonight, our continuing series in a rash of alleged sexual assaults inside Cedar Point's employee dorms. 3 News investigates Marissa Science, focused on the 27 police reports, including one suspect who was rehired only to offend again. Hi, Marissa.
Good evening, Russ. Tonight, we're going to tell the story of one survivor and her demand for change, not only from Cedar Point, but local law enforcement. A word of caution, the story may be difficult for some viewers.
County Sheriff's Office. I need a city to the 1600 building for a sexual harassment situation.
The Cedar Point dorms. That is where these stories take place.
I woke up to him inside of me and I pushed him away. I didn't know what to do.
He just walked in, like, unannounced, and like he grabbed me and pushed me against the bed, kind of just like aggressively held, like I had bruises pretty much everywhere.
These 2 young women and Raven Jones, who we introduced you to in part 1 of our investigation.
Well, my sweater shawl thing was on the floor with my shirt, and I didn't know where my pants were.
3 News investigates in Tegna stations in Columbus and Toledo found they're just 3 of the 27 reported sexual assaults at Cedar Point in the past 5 years.
Any felony offense, whether it's a sexual offense or a felony theft, what happens is the Cedar Point Police Department are on scene. Cedar Point PD then contacts a member of our agency.
We sat down with the Sandusky Police Chief, Jared Oliver, and one by one went through those 27 cases. Only 3 of the cases have brought charges. 6 of them remain open investigations. 18 of them have been closed, the majority of those by the request of the victim.
A lot of times there's 2 sides to every story. And a lot of times, we don't receive enough information or evidence to make a determination that there's charges that are warranted.
For Kacie Wilson, her attacker was criminally charged, but her questions of why buried deeper than the night she was assaulted in 2019.
It just makes me think that, like, how come what was my proof of, like, why he's in prison? Like, why him? Like, why me? Like, why aren't there other girls? Like, it just makes me wonder.
Her attacker, Donnell Folks, was previously accused of a sex crime on Cedar Point grounds the year before, and for a Toledo incident in 2017. Despite that, Cedar Point hired him again.
I just don't think Cedar Point really does, like, a good job. Like, yes, they do a background check, but I feel like they need the workers, so they will hire anybody.
Since we launched our investigation, Sandusky police have released all the documents for the 18 closed cases. But on 9 of the initial police reports, you'll find Sandusky police noted that the, quote, matter will be investigated as time permits.
I wasn't the one who set the way the reports were written previous. As time permits, basically should say this matter's under investigation, is how I would like to see that said.
Some of these reports have come out since you've taken over as chief. Why not just go ahead and change the policy now?
I guess I didn't see the perception that that shows, and I've already changed the policy since previous to you calling.
Now, we've invited Cedar Point to address the sexual assaults. Instead, they only emailed a response saying they take cases seriously and all reports are acted upon. As for whether there are other cases, well, we can't tell you. That's because Cedar Point refuses to release all reports filed with its own police officers. Coming up tomorrow, we'll bring you reaction from advocates on the culture inside the park dorms. Marissa Science, 3 News.